Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So yesterday I shared a video on the Wing Chun set practice. And in the video, I shared that the Wing Chun set practice in today's language, it is like a functional training and shadow boxing. So functional training is our modern term in sports, in martial art. Shadow boxing also is our modern term in martial art, such as Western boxing. Now, my notion is to make it clear so that one be able to practice the set properly and actually develop their Wing Chun skill. Because as we know, your uniqueness of your Wing Chun, say your shoot in, your sticking body fighting, you need the functional training and shadow boxing to support that. So you need to have the functional training, shadow boxing training to support that. It's just like you want to play volleyball. Well, volleyball is not basketball. Volleyball is not badminton. Volleyball is not tennis. Volleyball here, you have the volleyball functional training and the volleyball, quote unquote, the shadow boxing, such as the wall passing training. You need those in order to be able to play the volleyball. So the sets in today's term is the functional training and the shadow boxing, which is supporting the uniqueness of the Wing Chun. Now, for the modern sports friends or modern martial art friends, of course, they know what is the functional training and the shadow boxing, and they can get it really fast. So they got it. But there are many people who never involved in the modern sport training or modern martial art or modern sport martial art training, do not get it. And I got many messages still asking me, so Hendrik, how are we going to develop the short strike skill with for sparring? How do we develop short strike skill for sparring? Well, instead of looking into what is functional training and what is the shadow boxing, the short strike way, one asking me how to develop skill, the short strike skill for sparring, for short strike sparring. So when people ask me this type of questions, I know right away they don't know what I'm talking about. And there are many people like that. So it is a disaster right now. In one way, one do not have the modern training sense, like, oh, we need the functional training, we need the shadow boxing, like the Western boxer train that way, right? In one way, they don't understand that. On the other way, they don't know about the ancient, about the 3 level of internal, the 5 level of transportation. So it ends up that this group of people is living somewhere else. Like thinking that there are no functional training, no shadow boxing training, they can go right away into the sparring or fighting by learning some techniques So this is a disaster. And many don't like it when I say you guys don't understand what is the functional training and the shadow boxing. Many say, well, I have 30 years of martial art experience, this experience, that experience. Experience for what? That's why you have a 40, 50 years experience. When you face a 6-month-old Western boxer or Thai boxer, you get KO. Because what are you doing? So it is really problematic. Like yesterday, I shared on the other video, just the basic. Like at front, the squat and the shoot in functional training with the breathing. Now, anybody who is serious will look into it, say, oh, shoot, I don't know this. I want to learn this momentum handling with the breathing. Instead of asking me, oh, Hendrik, how do we develop the skill in sparring or in fighting? So that is like, for example, here is San Jose. We want to go to San Francisco. So I tell you, if you want to go to San Francisco, first you need to go to the 101, Highway 101 junction. And then you want to take 101 north. And then you keep driving and you will get to the San Francisco. So that is how you get to San Francisco. Now, after one heard about that, say, oh yeah, Hendrik, I know you are talking about how to get to San Francisco. And then turn back to ask me, so how do I drive to San Francisco? Well, that tell me for sure you don't understand what I'm talking about. Because I'm talking about, I tell you flat already, go get to the Highway 101 junction and then travel into 101 Highway north and you will get to San Francisco. But the person who listened to it, they say, oh yeah, I know you're talking about how to get to San Francisco, but Hendrik, how do I really be able to drive to San Francisco? Well, didn't I already tell you? So this is the problem. When people live in their own type of mindset without, in one way, understand the modern way of sport or sport martial art training, on the other way, do not understand on the ancient training. And you end up with a disaster. Okay? So like yesterday in the YouTube, I share the up and down with the breathing, the hugging and splitting. That is just a very basic of the body handling, body momentum handling, or the Chinese call Sen Li. And that comes with the breathing. Those are momentum with the breathing. In the past, you're not supposed to teach whoever who is not within the family. I show it to the world. And still people don't appreciate on that to say, hey, Hendrik, should I do this? How do I develop it? They are not concerned about this. They're concerned about how to sparring and this and that. That's actually showing how bad is the education today. And of course, those who really know will say, oh, shoot, now I know how Wing Chun developed this thing. That is the secret, right? So your body has to go up and down, contract and expand, and how the breathing go with it. And that's how your entire body momentum handling is. Forget about this hand techniques or tan sao, whatever. That is the first thing you need to develop. So that is like the volleyball functional training and the volleyball, say your wall passing and so forth. You have to be very proficient with that. in order to be able to use it, to develop your own skill on Wing Chun or your Kung Fu on Wing Chun. Without being able to handle this functional training and shadow boxing, one don't even know what is Wing Chun. So that is how things need to be cleaned up, or else it is over. The entire Wing Chun collapse already if you don't have that left. Technologically, it is like that. When you don't have the functional training, when you don't have the shadow boxing, like how can you play a volleyball without the volleyball functional training and the volleyball, like the wall passing? You can. But then it is not for everybody, right? Those who really want to learn will learn and know how important it is, and then go on their path. Those who do not want to learn will keep saying that they are this grandmaster, or how many years they are in this martial art, that martial arts. So actually, when people respond to me, I know whether what they know or what they don't know. So like weeks ago, somebody saying that they thought that Wing Chun is like similar to Hakka art. As I told them, Wing Chun is very, very different than Hakka art. The proof is, like yesterday I shared with you in Lim Tao, that type of training. Hakka art do not use those type of training. It's a different type of engine. Tai Chi don't do that either. Okay. So we are talking about technology. And thus, we need to accept that most of the world today who is have this Oriental or Chinese martial art or the Kung Fu base of thinking or thinker, even though they are there for decades, they are living in a very different type of mindset. Okay, so unless one get into this modern mindset of the functional training and shadow boxing or the ancient 3 level of internal, you know that there is no way you can develop this Wing Chun skill. As for people want to think their way, when we go for technical, they show how many years they are in martial art. Well, I leave them alone, okay? Because those are not what I want to get into. Everybody is free to do what they do, and they walk their path, I walk my path. So set practice is really, really critical. Okay, now, and today I'd like to share with you another thing. I start this group, the Wing Chun Technical Support Group. I have started this group, okay, in Facebook. It is a private group, but it is open for anyone who is serious. Okay. Now let me define what is serious. Serious means one have heart to look into things rationally, objectively, and willing and wanting to learn. Okay. So this is not an entertainment group. This is if anybody who want to learn, they can go there and really asking. For example, like in the yesterday, I share on that that Xiu Lim Tao functional training. People can go down there asking, hey, so how do we supposed to do the squat down? And how we supposed to breathe? Those kind of stuff. It's not for entertainment, okay? Also, it is not for those who have no heart. So what do I mean by no heart? Let me define it for you. There are always people, and because human is not perfect, keeping go off topic. Say, when we're talking about technical, they're talking about how many years they learn or what is their lineage. So it is not for them, okay? So they don't have heart. They just want to go there doing something else. They don't want to really learn the stuff. The second type of the people is often I tell them, hey, if you really want to learn, you have to have heart. After so many times they go off topics and they repeat their questions and so forth, so forth. And there are many people, once I say that, you better put your heart or you leave this group. They will say, okay, I'm going to change and do not argue with it. And then they change, they learn and so forth, because that's how you correct yourself in learning. However, there are people, when I said you put in your heart or you live here, it start to come back. It is not fair for how you treat me. Okay, how you treated me is not fair. I work really hard. I'm the one like this, I'm the one like that. Those type of people, I remove them right away because it's a not fit. And I put it up front here so that anybody who have those mentality do not join my group. If you don't have heart, if you don't put your mind to really want to learn something, then don't expect other people to babysit you. Don't expect the entire group have to look at your response again and again and again and again. So what is a fairness? Is that fairness that you want me to babysit you and the entire group to read your post? Is that fairness? No, sorry, that's not fairness. That means selfish, not public-minded. When we go to somebody's home to learn something, we appreciate, we respect, and if somebody say, hey, no, that's not the proper way, then say, okay, oh, sorry, I'm going to change. I'm not going to say, oh, it's not fair. I already do my best. It's like also in the university. If I fail my class, I fail my class. I don't go to tell my professor that, oh, it is not fair. I work hard already. So how fair it is to do that for the entire class student and everybody. So that's why I don't want to deal with this type of mindset, because everybody in the group will be treated equal. It is a technical group. Everybody will be treated equal. And so one need to be public-minded, not to mention. So saying that everything is unfair, when I say somebody do not have heart to learn is unfair, meaning that I have to teach you for free, I have to babysit you for free, I have to waste my time for free. For you, is that fair? So this type of demanding mentality, I cut them off because it is not fit to the group. So I put it up front, okay? People who want to learn, if you look at like the S21 group, there are many friends there will like to share, to help. But if one keeping doing the same mistake again and again and again and again, you know that there's no heart. And the end of that, people will not like to help you anymore. So why do I want to open a group like that for this type of people? Again, why do I have to be obligated to teach this type of people? There's no respect for the group and everybody, no appreciations, and always me, 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 me. If it's me, 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 I don't even have to start this channel. Why do I have to share with everybody on this? So it is about public-minded, have heart to learn and public-minded. So as what I mentioned, if you really want to learn, you can sign in there, apply for it and learning. But if you go down there and you never show up and you never ask questions and you never share, then I will remove you too. Because what is the point to have all people there? I don't need a fan club. That's for sure. As in this channel, I have only about 3,000 something people. I don't care. Even if it's only one people, it doesn't matter because this is what I use to store the whatever I understand about Wing Chun so that people in the later on be able who be able to track the thing. So this is what I like to share with you. I like to do thing up front, okay? If it is not fit, then let's not get together, okay? I don't want those all kinds of issues, which is really a wasting of everybody's time. So this is what I like to share with you today.